guys, this is Erico and I am back again on your computer screen. So if you guys are doing fantastic, why? Because you're watching this video. And I'm about to give my opinion as a black man on some type of news that's happened in East Asia, in South Korea, Japan, China, sometimes Taiwan, sometimes the Philippines. You get the memo.
東京メトロの白金高輪駅で男性が男に硫酸をかけられて重傷を負った事件で、警視庁は25歳の花森弘隆容疑者を全国に指名手配しました。傷害
Hirotaka Hanamori is a university student who you would see as just a normal Japanese guy. He goes to university and nobody knew who he was until he decided that he was going to get this very bright idea on a dark night to run up to his senpai and throw acid in his face. The acid flew in his senpai's face, hit a woman who was near the senpai, just standing there minding her own business, hit her leg, she screamed, and he ran away quicker than Superman, quicker than the Flash, quicker than Ultraman, yes. And by the time the police got there, he had jumped on another train. They were trying to track him down. He actually got over 1,000 miles away. He ended up in Okinawa, near the university that him and his senpai actually attended. Come to find out, they were in the same film club, and a lot of people, including the authorities and cops, believe that he was actually trying to target another person. I don't know how true this is. I don't know if this is supposed to be like some dramatization of the actual events. I was wondering, what was he going to do in Okinawa too? Was he trying to run to a port? Was he trying to reenact Ponyo and be on one of them little cute boats bobbing up and down in the water trying to get away? You know, what is this supposed to entail here? Why did this happen? There's so many news articles and news footage that is going around Japan right now, and this happened the end of last month into this month, and they finally caught him. They took him in. And I never understood when people have interviews on these news programs and they say, oh, he was such a quiet boy. He kept to himself. He would never do anything. It's like, what do I care about any of this? They do it in America too. And it's just like, why would I care about how other people viewed him before he did this? You could be the calmest person in the world that never bothers anyone and still have a dark innermost desire to do something to somebody and just not show that until that switch is flipped and suddenly you're acting on that dark, hideous desire that you have. And I don't feel like that any of these opinions really reflect the overall action. The action is done. I don't even know, you guys, how to describe how much Japan is a hot mess online. But if you want to see the foolery and how a lot of Japanese people actually think, and you read Japanese well enough where you can get it translated, it is a hot mess. Some of the comments about this case, they were saying at first that it was a Yakuza attack, and because they were saying that it happened so fast and that it had to have been some type of hitman that did this to this 22-year-old university student. Then when they found out who he actually was, they said, oh, they must have been in a relationship. And there were actually people watching all of this go down in them debate. And they were like, it's hilarious how it went from a professional Yakuza hit to them being in a boys love relationship. I can't with people. You cannot make this stuff up. You just cannot. I want to know why. To be honest with you, why did this happen? I am curious. I thought it was hilarious, all of the assumptions that Japanese people had. They said, well, it couldn't have been a professional hit because he only had on one glove and no Yakuza would do something like that. What happened, though? Was it a girl? Was it that they were friends and maybe he was bullied? Something happened that led up to this, because when you try to destroy, disfigure somebody's face, that's a very low blow. You live with that for the rest of your life unless you have the money to get surgery or the scarring isn't that bad where you're going about your life. He tried to get his face, the thing that people see first when they glance upon you, look upon you. So it makes me think that, yeah, it's possible they could have been in a relationship. And maybe he cheated on him. He found out and he's like, well, the face that you have that allowed this to happen and attract the other man, I'm going to get rid of that. Could have been a girl where he liked this girl. He liked the same girl. Maybe the girl chose him. And he said, you know what? I'm going to turn your face into putty. And then just mush it all around. This is very disturbing either way. They have him in custody now. They are investigating why this happened. The guy is apparently supposed to be recovering now. He's going to be okay. I don't know how his face is going to look after this. I hope that it's not too bad, that they can help him out. But a lot of stuff like this happens in Japan, but it's not common. Japan is a very safe place. However, when things like this does happen, it takes you back to this dark sector of Japan that does still exist. And I will say, be very careful and still look around you no matter where you are in the world. Because there are people that have evil intentions and there's evil everywhere, and never think that a place is so safe that you still don't have to be alert. Because you never know. If you've had some type of bad blood with somebody, be aware of that as well. I think it's very good to kind of squash your beefs with people. You know, say what you gotta say and it's like that's the end of it. We just don't have to mess with each other. We don't have to interact with each other. You don't have to like me, I don't have to like you, or we can mend our supposed friendship and just go on about how it was before. Because you never know where people's mental psyche is and how people think up here. So you guys, this is a lot to think about. How do you feel about this topic? This is crazy to me. I was here for all of this. I'm not going to even lie to you. Just everything that was going on. Not so much the acid hitting this poor guy's face, but more so how Japan reacts to stuff like this and how there's rumors and chatter and talking and all this other stuff that goes on, and they're just like, oh my god. All of it. It's just funny to me. Follow my social media, mostly my Instagram. Also have a blog on East Asian pop culture. The link is always down in the description box below. And remember, be real, stay real, live in the real, and I will be back.